Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm giving the next 3 minutes for others who has not joining to join in. Okay, we're going to begin now. I think I don't know, others are not here. We used to have more than this number, but I hope they join quite early because today we're going to be diving into something different. Yeah, I know for the past, let's say we've missed a whole 1 week. Yeah, I'm aware of that we missed a whole 1 week. I'm going to actually tender a sincere apology. So it's basically due to some emergencies actually, but I think that's out of the way. So going forward, our classes are going to be very smooth with no hiccups and stuff like that. So currently, we're going to be picking up from we're going to be rounding up our week one, which was supposed to finish up with our AWS setup, so that by Saturday we are going to be starting properly from Linux and um, also looking at the virtual machines. So we're going to start properly with using most of the tools we've installed Today we are supposed to look at virtualization, but I'm giving it a second thought of moving it together with the Linux class for Saturday due to the low numbers here. Is something that is very. I don't think if you're not in the session, I feel like there will still be questions even if you're just watching the recordings. So it's something that I will actually need everyone to actually pay attention to quite understand everything going on there. But we'll just move ahead and we'll pick up from where we stop. So today class is just going to be roundup of the remaining parts we're supposed to do last week. Why we start from week 2 based on our curriculum from this particular Saturday. So I'm still going to tender my sincere apologies. Like I said, it's just due to some critical emergencies, but that's off the road, and I'm promising you guys that there'll be no hiccups going forward. So let's just get it on. Give me a minute for me to share my screen. Okay. So today we're going to be looking at AWS. I hope everybody has their computer or their laptops beside them, in front of them. Give me a minute. So I'm going to be sharing it now. So the first one I'm going to be starting today's class with is going to be AWS. So I want everybody to pick up their system, and we're going to just go on Google and just type AWS free tier. So I hope most of us we've gotten our domain. So if you've not gotten, you could always use the video recording because we're going to be looking at connecting our domain today. So you're going to see how we connect that. So just search for AWS free tier. So I think people are joining quite late. Okay. So let's just search for AWS free tier. So when you search for AWS, you see these free cloud accounts. I'll just share my URL also on the group chat, on the Meet chat. So just give me a minute. Let it load up. So I'll just share it on the Meet chat. Give me a minute. Mine is still loading up. So what those are already, give me a minute, okay. So for those also who are talking about the recordings, the past recordings, so going forward, I'll be handling that myself. So because I don't want any hiccups in my class, so I have to take that responsibility. So I'll be handling the recordings myself. I just want a very smooth experience going forward. So I think after this session, there should be no hiccups. I will look at the videos. I'm just seeing you guys chat now concerning the issues of the recordings. So I will sort that out myself. I think I have access now to see what's going on. So now let's move on to it. So we want to create a free account. That's why I call it free tier. So let's create a free account together. So I'll be walking you guys through the process. Today we are going to be creating a free account, creating our root user account, our IMA user account. We're also going to be setting up our certificates, and we proceed from there. We're supposed to actually look at virtualization. Today. I wanted to actually enter the second week topic today, at least an introduction to it, which is this. But with the numbers I'm seeing, let's see how it goes. Because it's a very critical topic. I want everybody. If you don't get this, as we are moving forward, you'll be lost. You will not even know what we're actually doing any longer. You'll just be lost. So that's why I really want everybody to be present. So that's why I will just leave this for Saturday, since I believe some people that works will be at home by then. So let's just finish with our setup then. So root user email. If you just want to use any email, it's just the normal sign up. So everybody just wants to just, so when it gets to the technical part, I will explain to you guys. So for now, we're just doing the normal sign up, just walking you guys through. I think I'm using the account that was given to me, just trying to just going to call this Sleep School. The Gmail was given to me. Okay. So just verify by typing the letters you see there. Hope everybody is on the same portal as I am. Let me just copy this and paste on the group chat so everyone can actually see the URL.
So sorry, if we have an AWS account already, do we create a fresh one or we should use that one we have?
No, you just use the one you have. You don't need to create a fresh one. If you already have an AWS free tier account, you can just use the one you have. As far you've not actually
I don't know if it's free tier.
what AWS account do you have?
I don't know. Let me just check.
Okay. So you just want to continue. So they should send you a code. I'm trying to get my own code. So I'll be very fast with this part. So root user password. Is something else I wanted to So it's because of you guys I'm creating a new AWS account just so I carry everybody along. So you want to see, you want to select personal, so because we're using it for training purposes. So but when you're working in an organization, of course the AWS account I'll be giving to you will be more of a business account, and you'll be added up as an IMA user. So but for now we just want to use it for learning purposes, so we can always have personal for now, so that we don't start incurring some bills. So I'm just going to use full name, phone number. Just going to put Nigeria. Okay, should apply. Just losing is the number they have there, so just leave it that way. Country or region, so just put Nigeria. So states, Lagos, city, okay, postal code hope I'm correct. So, but you want to fill this correctly based on. So the next thing you want to fill in your billing, your card details. So of course your card details could be your dollar accounts. It's not basically that they're going to be debiting you. Those are what we're going to be setting up. So it's not like you're going to be incurring debit. For you to get an AWS account, you just have to, even the free tier, you just have to put your card details. So in case you cross the free tier. So I'm going to put mine now. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen so that I can just input mine, and then I'll be back once I'm done with this space. Yeah.
Please, I can barely hear you. Like it's raining heavily as my head here. Please.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, better.
Okay. So have you gotten to where we are currently now?
Yeah, yeah, I'm almost close. I'm there already.
Okay, you're there already. So I'm saying that just putting your card, they are not going to be debiting you through the card. It's just, of course, they're going to debit you $1, which they are going to refund back to you. So you want to use a dollar account, actually, a dollar card. So if the majorly you're not going, well, I'm going to be setting up some setups like the cloud watch and some of our billing alarm, so that to ensure that we are never debited and we don't cross the resources. We might cross the resources a little because of course what we are doing here is basically getting you guys ready for DevOps role in organization. So some of the things we'll be doing, I think from week 10, 12, 11, might actually incur some specific bills on your card. But I can promise you guys that you will not be spending up to $10. So you will not be spending up to $10 till the course ends. But it's just majorly for us to use some of the resources so I can be able to explain to you guys. So but going forward, you will not be spending anything till you get the dosha. So it's just to set up the accounts. So just put in your dollar card. I'm going to stop presenting to put in mine and just set this up. I'm just carrying everybody along. I don't want to start using my AWS because it's everything's already set up. So I just want to carry everyone along. So
We can still use your dollar card.
Please, I don't know why the password is not going at my hand. And moreover, I couldn't access the site. Like I have to turn on my VPN. I don't know why.
okay, are you using an MTN line?
Ah? Yes, yes, yes. That's the best network here.
Okay, yeah, I have to. I think MTN usually have that little outage sometimes with AWS when you even try to open their console. So you just have to just do with the VPN. But for the password, check if you are putting a simple password. So of course, is you're a DevOps person, so security is the first concern you need to share. So you want to like make the password more, it should be both common keys, capital letter, numbers, put them together, put your password, it should go.
It's telling me account already existed. And I just created it.
You just created it. Okay, try it's you just send them, just try signing in.
Okay.
What is if accounts in a minute? Oh,
Sorry, I think you should just sign in. Sometimes all those errors are normal. They used to get it. I used to get that when I was creating.
okay, I want to put in my card.
Sorry, he said my account has been suspended. Maybe because of the VPN. I don't know. I will have to try it again later.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it might be because of the VPN. Um, do you have an Airtel SIM? Try accessing the site with an Airtel SIM because it do happens most times with MTN. I've experienced it a lot, so just try it with an Airtel SIM, and then use another email address to register. The reason is that okay, if you can pick up from the setup from the recordings, that works. You could always do it later. So let me just finish up with this card details. Mhm, mhm. So my address is 651 651. Okay. So for those that are just joining, we are trying to set up our AWS account. So the reason why I'm not sharing my screen right now is because I'm trying to put in my card details. So once I'm done, I should be sharing back my screen. Hosting Massachusetts. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So is everyone has anyone been successful?
You're saying that there was a problem with my payment information. Oh, oh God.
Probably your
Okay.
card,
Yeah.
See, with with
$50
regards
card.
to the with
That's what.
regards to the card, you can use Naira card actually. But when it feels like that, try and sign in on a, let's just say, just sign in. It will tell you maybe there was an issue, complete the setup. Then go through the billing information. You will see an option to change and something preference. So switch to Naira. Then come back and use your Naira card again.
Mhm. So I'm sharing back my console. So if you want to use your Naira card, you have to switch it the billing country to Nigeria.
Is there
Uh
information on that?
Okay,
yeah,
I think it's not. I think Mastercard is not working for. It's just saying yeah, there's an issue with your payment stuff. I don't think Mastercard because I've used both OPay card, GT Bank card. None of them is going through.
okay.
Hello.
Do you have a dollar card?
No, I don't have a dollar card. Though I've been trying to get from what's this guy? This chips. What's their name? Hello. Can you hear me, please? Yeah, I can. I'm with you. Use your Nine Mastercard. It works. My own I opened 3 days ago or 2 days ago. I used Mastercard GT. GT Bank isn't working here. My GT Bank card is not working. You you switch. It's from your billing. Change it from your billing. This thing change to Naira. If
Change
not,
your
it
billing
wouldn't work.
country to Naira.
Yeah. Wait. Can you come again about the billing stuff?
There is a billing country at the top. You want to switch it to Nigeria.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay. So I'm just waiting for that. But let me just continue. I just quickly verify the phone number. And it's the Nigerian phone number. So I'm currently on the verification code. So this is just the normal setup first. Then before we start doing other things. So 0. To the very first. So you want to select basic support. That's a free plan. But on a normal organization setup, of course, they always have the business support. So the business support allows you, if there are issues, you could always communicate, or AWS support representative can always provide support to you. So we're going to go in depth on that and even how you could get certification to start becoming AWS architecture when we go forward. But for now, just click on the basic support. So the free plan. Everything we're doing for now is free. So complete sign up. So just wait some minutes for it to get my console ready. Oh, network. What's happening? Come on, load up, load up. What's wrong with this channel? Load up. Yes. Sign sign up confirmation. So you wanna check your email for your sign up confirmation. So you should be having something like this. Greetings from AWS. Thank you. Blah 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 blah. So that means my sign up has been confirmed. So all I just need to do now is sign in. Still loading. Okay. It was loaded. Done. Okay. So you just want to click. Let me just go over this again. You should get an email when you sign up in case you have that particular issue. Normally they redirect you to the AWS console homepage, but if you have those issues, just check your mailbox, click on the first link you see here, which says console AWS home, and that should bring you back here. So we could kickstart from there. So the first thing you want to do is you don't have an MFA. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is to sign up, is to put in our Google Authenticator. So we have to put in multi-factor authenticator. That's the meaning of MFA, multi-factor authenticator. So, okay, everybody is here. Please hope we are following. Please, if you are missing on anything, you could just call my attention and I will get on it. So sign an MFA. So I'm going to call this I'm going to call this Leap School. So I'm going to use an authenticator app. So you could either use authenticate with your fingerprint, face lock, passkey. So because this was introduced newly since we started having passkey security key. You also see Apple start bringing stuff like that. They are also bringing passkey. So it's whereby you could just encrypt your login details with even your Chrome browser. So it authorizes it with your system password, but I always prefer the authenticator app. It's just much easier. So if you feel like the passkey works for you, you could just set it up. But let me just sorry, I made a mistake. So it's supposed to be together. There should be no space. So secret key. Someone is raising up his hand. You could speak up, please. Nobody should go and scan my QR code though. Well, you scan my QR code, you will not have the ability to put the code yourself. So I'll just quickly scan. Someone raising up his hand, please. If someone is raising up his hand, you can speak up. Okay, nobody is raising up their hand. Okay, let's continue.
Please, I want to ask, how long does it take to verify an updated card?
To verify what?
Because I changed my billing country to Nigeria and I clicked on to verify the card. Well, it says they are working on it, but it's still here. Like if I try logging in and finish up setting the account, they'll still bring me back to the card thing.
Are you using
Mine was
Naira?
same.
Sorry?
Are you
I said
using Naira?
mine was
Okay, the person could speak up. Speak up.
sorry.
You say?
Well, I'm not really taking care of my children. I'm also taking
I didn't
Hello.
hear you. Yeah, I
I
can
said,
hear you now.
are you using a Naira account? A Naira card,
Yes,
sorry.
yes. Zenith Bank.
I always say I always prefer using a dollar account. Dollar cards. I've not had issues with dollar card for the longest time I've been using AWS. I've never even used Naira card.
Is anyone looking for where to get a dollar card? I think you can just try Nissan. Theirs is actually cheaper and faster.
Mm.
Yeah, cheaper is kind of expensive. I think
I
one.
think I think just check it again, do it again. They almost immediately verified my own the day I did it.
Okay, so that was what I was trying to say. The cheaper card is not doesn't come easy like that. You have to there's a whole lot of protocols correctly. So when you change your billing options to Nigeria, they will almost immediately verify. I just do it and there's no issue with it.
So for this part, you want to put in your first code that you got from your app, and then 30 seconds later, you put in the code you get again from your authenticator. I don't want mine to get expired, and your MFA device should be ready so you can see it's fully assigned. So I've successfully set up my MFA, that's multi-factor authenticator, on my root user. But for security reasons, I always say that you don't use your root user to do anything on your server. Is the first advice any DevOps engineer will always tell you. It's always best to always create an IMA user which you use for accessing your server. Your root user is like your default backup, whereby if there's any issue, you could always come down back there to do whatever you need to do. But it's always advisable that create a user, an IMA user that you can be using for whatever you want to do. Of course, you can always give that particular user rules like the administration rules. So there are policies in AWS that you could always assign to a particular user to enable the user be able to carry out certain operations based on what you want that particular user to be able to have access to. But as we go on, we're going to learn more about security protocols when it comes to adding an IMA user. For example, you might want to add your database engineer, your to maybe for them to be able to set up their schema on a particular server or something, or you want to add, for example, your backend, stuff like that. So we're going to look at all those. Or maybe the front end, you want to create a front end bucket for the front end guys to be dropping their image. But most times you don't, as a DevOps engineer, you don't even give people access to your AWS console. You only give them like a URL base, whereby with that URL they can be able to do anything they want to do. So it all is just for security. So it gives you control of what happens within the server and everything. So let's just get on it and create our first IMA user. So you want to go to user, and then you want to create a user. So the first thing I want to do is put the username. So I'll just call this person's username as use my name, Mary. So just calling this. So is everybody here? Let me confirm before I continue. So, okay. Since everybody is there, since nobody is saying anything, so I'll just imagine everybody there. So I want to click on
Yeah,
provide.
man.
Oh yeah, okay. So I just want to click on next. Should I be giving you guys this now? So risk manager.
Sorry, I'm having an issue.
Okay, what's the issue?
Then trying to log in because I already have an AWS account before. I'm trying to log in. It's saying bad request. There's something wrong with your request. Clear your cookie, clear your request, and try again. See the same issue.
You're trying to do what?
I'm trying to log in using root access as a root user.
Oh, when did you create the AWS account?
I don't know why.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
How long?
Let's say a year or two. I think 2 years ago.
There's possibility that your account has been locked, or you have to restore it. The name is. So what's the error you are getting? Let me get you properly first.
Bad request. There's something wrong with your request. Clear your cookies. Check your request and try again. If the issue continues, contact AWS support.
Okay, try using another browser and see if you get the same error code.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody is here. So I don't want to get on this. So I'm going to set this up later because I don't want you guys to start billing. Okay, change your answer. Okay. I don't want to get into. So we're going to set this back later. I don't want us to start, billings and stuff like that. So for now, so we're going to add user to the group. We're going to set up permission. Come down here. So you want to click on attach policies directly. Of course, I want to give this user an administrator access. So you want to select administrator access. For now, we might not. Okay, let me just explain some few things because we go on, we'll start understanding everything. So just like how you give permissions in most applications that you use, for example, you can be able to give someone permission that the person can view, can edit, or can delete. So it's the same way when it comes to the cloud base. Then what we this time around we call them policies, like I said initially. So we call them policies. So it's the same thing, permission policies. So what do you want that user to have access to? So I can add user to a group. Now, what do they mean by add user to a group? Meaning that I can create a group of permissions. That is very possible for me to create a group and attach several permissions to that group, and I can attach a user to that particular group of permissions. I can copy a permission, so copy all group membership attachment. So I can copy a particular permission from a particular group and give it to that user, to that single user. Now, I'll come again. I will explain further. There are several ways to give permissions. The reason is that you will do this a lot, especially when in a situation where you are working on in a very broad organizations. We are going to have opportunities to work with people outside Nigeria and stuff like that. Yeah, there are some Nigerian companies that have that kind of broadity that whereby you have more than one DevOps engineer. So of course you're going to be seeing situations of assigning permissions to a group. And one thing I always say, as you go on, the more projects you handle, the more things you do, it's actually continue, getting you better and better every day. So every project, everything you add up gets you better, better, and better every day. So, but just to understand this basic is that when it comes to group is more like permissions grouped together. For example, bringing different permissions and calling it a name. Oh, I'm bringing them into one group. So if I attach the user to that group, automatically means that the user inherits those particular permissions in that group. Or I can copy a permission to that particular user, maybe some specific permission I've given to a particular user, I will just copy it to this particular user. But for now, I just want to attach a single permission. So you can see attach policies directly. So like I said, in AWS, we call them policies, permission policies. But in a simple term, just understand they are just permissions, what you want the user to be able to do. So I want this user to have an administrative access because, of course, I'm creating this IMA user so that I can be using it to access whatever I want to do without going to the server. So and set permission boundary to control maximum permissions. You don't want to do that, of course, because this is your own IMA user. But in a situation whereby it's for someone else, and maybe you want to set some permission boundary, of course, you could always click on it, and then you could actually set some permission to what the person can actually do and stuff like that. But for now, I'm not setting any permission boundary. I'll just click on next. So
Sorry, what permission option do you use? Okay.
administrator access. So I click on next. I can add a tag, so I'll just add a new tag. I'll call this mm, mm, just call this email. So and then the tag is just for me to be able to identify the user easily also. So console password type none. I've not put any request password, so we're coming to that. Let's create the user first. So we're trying to create the user. Of course, we've created that user. So what I want to do, I want to click on the user. So I want to go to security credentials. So I can be able to assign an MFA device to this particular user. So, or maybe I can decide to say, okay, and I can set up some stuff also. So you could just scroll through, glance a bit. Let me explain each tab one by one. Now, AWS is broad. Now, everything I'm going to be teaching you guys is going to be in blocks. There's no how. I know everybody is saying like everything. You'll be like, ah, what is this one? What is that one? We're all going to come to that. So whatever I'm pointing out now is the most important thing for now. And as we go on, we'll start looking at other things. So the next thing I want to see, I missed something. Now, is locked because I'm in Nigeria. Most times, let me just explain region for you guys. Now, when it comes to AWS regions, it's practically where their servers are located. We're going to look at regions properly. But right now, I'm accessing it from Nigeria, so I can only access some specific zones. Some other country can also access some specific zones and stuff like that. If I'm on the paid plan, I can also access more zones also. So we're going to come to that under regions. So regions are just position of servers. The more closer the server is to a particular the more closer the server is, the more latent, the less latency you get with that particular application because the server is close. But the more further the server is, the more latency you get. It's just as simple as plus and minus. The closer the server, the lesser the latency, the farther the server, the less. So there are some locations that are very, very advisable when you're setting up most applications. I'm going to look at those locations. Most times, well, we have the North Virginia. We also have one in Cape Town actually. So basically for those within the African zone, we don't have anyone in Nigeria. Nigeria doesn't have the ability to set up server plants like this. So we're going to consider, I should just point that out. Then we can just continue. So should I assign an MFA to this user? Is there any need? I'll mostly be using my account. I just wanted to use this to show you guys setup. Okay, I will not be assigned, but you can always assign permission, and I can see this user's permission. I can be able to also remove the permission or maybe add more permission to the user. So we are all here. So the next thing I want us to do now is setting up our billing. So for you to go to billing, you just need to click here and then you come down to billing and cost management. So for now, it's unavailable. You can see we are preparing your cost and usage data. This can take 24 hours. So of course, so for now, I'm seeing unavailable. So you just, if you are getting this error, you just want to check back after 24 hours. so there might be less of what I can do. So sorry. So if you come down to bills, okay. So there's no bills currently because I've not actually used any resources. So what we want to just do is just to set up our billing alarm. So now minutes, minutes. Okay. 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 So now someone is joining. Okay. When it comes to the search box now, I want to teach you guys how to use the search box very well. Now I'm going to be setting up CloudWatch, and if I'll mostly be using the search box or whatever I want to get on. So which is the certificate manager, that's the AWS certificate manager. If I want to search for CloudWatch, I just need to type CloudWatch. So because there are a lot of things that is on AWS, so you just have to learn how to use the um the search box. So that's another thing you just need to know. So the next thing I want to do is put a budget, pricing calculator. Wait, so right, okay, the person has been admitted. Okay. So is everybody currently here?
Yes.
Okay, everyone is here. Let's go to free here. So there are also some. Oh, I missed that part. I wanted to show you guys some videos, but anyways, let's just leave that for now. So let's set up certificate manager. It means I'm waiting for them to actually just get my billing set up 24 hours. Sometimes it takes less than 2 hours. I'm just clicking to load it up. That's the only way I can set up my billing alarm because they have to pay a billing plan. Go back. So this is the home page. Of course, these are all the services I've visited so far. IMA Identity Center, IMA Billing and Cost Management. So if you click on the AWS, it brings you here. So we don't get confused on that part. I'm going back to billing again. So currently now, this is what I was trying to get to. Yeah. Currently, I'm in North Virginia. So this is what I needed. So you want to ensure that you are back here. I think I'm ready now to set it up. So everyone just ensure that you're here. Then we pick it up because whatever I'm doing, if you're not here, you will not be seeing it on your own part. You want to ensure you're in the same location as me right now. Okay, I believe everybody is there. Someone is still on the meeting chat, admit. Okay, so let's get back into it. I think since everybody is silent, that means everybody is where I am currently. So I just wanted to carry everyone along. So
Sorry to digress a bit. The user you created then, what policy do you apply to the user?
Administrator access, the one with the job function attached to it.
Okay.
You're still in users. Okay, I'm just going to give the next 2 minutes. Please just get to where I am so that
No,
we
no, no,
could
no, no, no.
follow.
You can proceed. I tell you, it's not a new AWS account. I already had a user then. I just wanted to add on that one because that is that password has not been changed in 1,700 something days.
Sorry, please, I wanted to ask a question. I don't know if I should ask or maybe after the
Yeah,
class.
you could ask.
Okay, and it's regards to the syllabus we have. I wanted to know if we'll be following it like if we'll be able if we're aiming going to cover it. That's what I just wanted to know.
Yeah, we're going to cover it.
Okay.
And we are actually following it week by week. Like I said, currently what we're trying to do is completing week one. Okay, some of you guys are just joining. So when we started the session, I said I'm aware that last week, like let's just say about 3 days class has been missed, which is like a whole week. So it was due to like I had a very critical emergency then, so I needed to attend to. So but going forward, there won't be any issue. In fact, whenever I'm not in class, there's going to be somebody substituted to actually take up that particular class just to make sure that there is a clear progress for that. So, like I said, going forward, there will be no issues. Sorry, I'm not more history. I just want to go straight to the lecture. What is in my head is, but anyways, what I'm just trying to say is that we're actually following the curriculum days by days. I'm actually the one that crafted the curriculum the way it should be, the process we should follow. So we are on track. So what we're just trying to do is just completing DevOps use, and so by Saturday we're entering into virtualization, and then we enter into Linux, Ubuntu, and the rest of that. So we cover that particular week between Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll pick it up from there. So currently we'll be entering week two instead of week three. We're going to be entering week two. So those extra week doesn't the extra week that was missed doesn't count for you guys. So for your subscription and stuff like that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay, sorry, Jeremiah. Jeremiah, is that you?
Is someone asking calling my name?
Yeah, I wanted to know if that was you.
Yeah, that was the I didn't get
Yeah,
you.
your voice was sounding different when you started the class. I was thinking they've changed our tutor.
Okay. It's still Jeremiah. It's still Jeremiah.
Eh.
Okay. So let's just continue. Let's continue. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Okay. So let's just go back to billing and cost management. If you are not seeing that, please you can from here and still click on it. It's still showing unavailable. There's a problem. It's still showing unavailable. Oh, let's set up the budget first. I needed them to approve my billing accounts. Still loading up. Along the network now.
Sorry, what did you click on?
Let me go back again. Give me a minute. Network is frustrating. When you come down to your billing scroll down. I wanted to set up budget since mine is still showing unavailable because for me to be able to set up, I want to set up billing preference. Okay, so I can set it up now. Okay, it's up now. So under your billing preference, so you could see PDF invoices delivery by email is deactivated. Please update it. So AWS tier, receive AWS tier alert is very necessary. Put in your email that you want to be receiving the update so that you don't pass the specific threshold. So you want to also tick this receive CloudWatch billing alert. So tick this too and click update. So everybody should just get that done.
We
Then
are
we
not on the
can
same. My own is still showing data on. My own is still showing data unavailable.
data unavailable. They've not approved, they've not activated it on yet. Okay, just click it again. Come down here under preference and setting. Click it again. Reload it until a data is available for you.
Okay, so I should activate it, right? Invoice, PDF invoice delivered by email.
Okay, so if you've activated that, the next thing you want to do is go back here. Go back, just click on your AWS homepage. You should be back here. And then ensure that you're on this, like I said, ensure you're always here. Ensure you're here, and then as easy as then we just get to CloudWatch. I'm looking at the one we set up first, so let's just do CloudWatch. So the next thing I want to do is create an alarm. I want to come down to alarm, all alarms under CloudWatch. Then I want to click on create alarm, select metric. So you should have this. You could see I'm saying N Virginia because you want to ensure that the location you are creating your billing tallies with where you're actually setting up the alarm, unless you're not going to be seeing the billing among these. So if it's not tallying, you're not going to be seeing the billing, but you want to ensure that the location is that. That's why I just use my location. So just use the one I'm using here as the location for yours also. So if you have any troubles, you could call my attention. So we're just going to select billing. So we want to select by service. So okay, you can speak up. Person raising up his hands to speak up. Is the person raising his hands to speak up?
Yes, sir. Someone just distracted me. He was asking for payment details and the likes. I couldn't follow up again. So I don't know. Maybe the person is the one handling the database also. The person logged me out, and I was trying to log in, and the person asked me. So I just want you to know that I've not been following up for some time because we've been chatting all along, sir.
Uh, you could always use the recording, Sha. The class is actually recorded. So you could just pay attention now to just understand where I am now going forward. But the recording will always tell you what to do. So you can always work. So now,
Sorry, please.
But sorry, sir, the recording that you guys said it will be available. I've checked the portal. I don't see it.
it's actually available. Like I said, I when I'm getting okay, like I said, I actually have taken over that part of the recording, so I'm now responsible for always uploading the recording because I didn't like the way the whole delay and stuff like that. So I always like my classes going smoothly. So for the parts you talked about that, the recording has actually been uploaded, but I think YouTube is yet to, I don't know, approve it, but oh, okay, I see. The video is actually on private, so I'm going to work on that after the class is going to be live, and also immediately we finish this class, I will try to ensure that immediately the recording drops, I upload it tonight. At least you guys get your own early. I don't want to wait for that 24 hours stuff, so you just get it immediately, and if wherever I need to pick up, you pick it up from there. So I'm responsible for that, so you don't need to bother yourself any longer. AWS. So you want to select this alarm though. So this is what we created. This is the services we have actually.
Please, I
Someone
didn't actually sorry, I didn't actually get how you started this.
I'll go back
Sorry.
again. So where did you stop? Where are you right now?
So I'm just in the billing and cost management.
Have you set up the billing preference?
Billing preference. I've set up my card. It's set up.
Not your card. Billing preference where you put in your free tier notification and stuff like that. Have you set that up? I will go that up quickly, very quick. I'll be very quick. Just so because I need to see if I can get on something else also today. Although it's AWS today, even it's yet to set up this.
I felt you should listen to the recording in order not to waste time.
Yes, yes, let's move on, please, so that we can
Okay,
cover things that we'll learn.
okay. So let's just move on. So let's just move on. So you want to go to billing preference? I'll just quickly, let me just quickly just let's help everybody out. So but going forward, please, I'll just be moving on. You go back to the recording. So you just want to activate this under billing, other preference and settings, under cost and management. Go down to billing preference and do that. So once you've activated and you are seeing delivered to delivered and delivered, just come down and search for CloudWatch. So let's move on. So from there, that's where we currently are now. So CloudWatch is just like your watch manager that tells you when your resources is using more than it should be. So just come down to all alarms, click on create alarm, click on select metric, click on billing, click on various total estimated charge. So USD estimated charges, no alarm. So we've selected this metric. So you want to scroll down. So define your threshold. Of course, I want to put mine to be, you can put yours $5. I'll just put mine $10 or $5, depending on where I'll just put mine $10. So additional configuration. Don't need to do anything else. Just click on next. Scroll down. Click on next. Okay, sorry, I was supposed to select notification service. So of course I don't have an SNS now because I don't have an SNS on this system, on this particular AWS account. So I want to create a new simple notification service. So the SNS stands for simple notification service. So I'll just click on it, click here to click create a new one. You can name it anything. So it doesn't necessarily need to be, but you could name it default CloudWatch certificate, CloudWatch alarms topic, whatever you want to name it. But I'm just going to name mine Lip School underscore CloudWatch, something I could remember. And then email endpoints that will receive the notifications. So I want to say um, clearly Africa. Email, I think this is the email they gave our instructors. So our topic. So I've successfully added my SNS. So simple notification service. I can be able to now click next. So alarm name, I can call my alarm name to be CloudWatch. Let's see. I'm going to call this Leap School. You can name it anything now. So it's just me naming mine the way it pleases me. So of course you can name it anything. You don't need to put a description. It's not necessary. So we successfully set our alarm and we can actually create alarm. Perfect. So we successfully set that. So is everybody here? I'm going to give 1 minute for all of us to arrive here and I'm continuing. Is everybody here?
Yeah.
So you can check your mail. You would have gotten an email that says for you to confirm your SNS, because you could see mine is showing warning. So you want to confirm it. So if you are here, you should get it on your email. So just check your mail. You have AWS getting started. All you just need to do is just to confirm it. I'm trying to confirm mine right now.
I didn't see email.
Little. Wait a little, it's going to drop. I'm still waiting for mine also because you have to confirm that before you are able to.
I already see it. It's in the spam.
And yeah, it's on the spam, so you want to check that also. So mine is confirmed. So once you confirmed it, all you just need to do, click here, reload. Click again to reload. So it's now showing actions enabled. So that means you've been able to confirm it. So your CloudWatch services is set up successfully. Is everybody here?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing we want to do is certificates. Have everyone gotten their domain? That's the next question I will ask. Have you gotten your domain? Or do
Yeah.
you want to, is every majority is with their domain? Or you want us to do the domaining on Saturday? Okay. Somebody's answering and
Let the
Concerning
domain be on Saturday.
I don't know
let
if
it be
you
answered.
heard the recordings for the last week because after doing the whole installation, I couldn't connect between the Docker, the sonarcloud.io, and the domain. I think there's something missing among the three. Maybe there's a configuration or whatsoever or settings. So that's the reason why I've been
There's no
following.
configuration. What we just did last class was practically setting up, installing the necessary tools we need for virtualization and the rest, and that was the major thing we did. So there's no connection actually. We've not.
Because when I logged in into that Sonar cubecloud.io, I saw something. There was nothing like maybe sign up or something. I saw something like someone's domain. I don't know. It's not giving me the option to sign up. So
Okay,
that's the reason why.
I'm going to. You're going to see the recording after this session, of course.
All
So
right. Thank you, sir.
for those who have their domain, you want us to continue. Okay.
Please let it be so as you have said, though, because now so career leave they take promises.
Sorry, please 1 minute. I'm having issues. It's asking me to confirm subscription and saying enter a subscription confirmation URL.
No. Confirm your subscription automatically means you've gotten an email. So go to your email.
Okay.
Go to your email and confirm it from there. And then you just reload. There's a reload button there. Just reload. That should get it. Okay. What is the problem? What has Kylie promised you and failed?
She promised that she was going to send the link. I mean the recording on our platform. We waited. She kept on posting. At the end of the day, when she posted the video, it wasn't playing.
Okay, like I said, apologies. I already gave an apology for her. And I said I'm going to be the one responsible for that. So you will not have any hiccups going forward. It's not me. You are not going to hold responsible. So I'll just ensure that you get those recordings and today's one also. So let's get right into the certificate manager. So always ensure you're still on the same location for if you want to do the certificates. So always ensure you're still on the same location. So you want to click on request a certificate. So you want to request a public certificate. Now, what does the certificate do? So I'll just explain quickly for us. So when you click here now, when you click on this, what do you see? You see connection is secured. The HTTPS you always see on the URL. If I click on this URL now, you can see the HTTPS. I don't know if you are seeing my URL. Oh, Google Chrome doesn't. It's two people raising up their hands. Please pick up. Oh, I didn't know you were raising up your hands, so I've already started pushing forward to certificates. Okay,
No,
they're not raising up.
I'll ask later. Please, you can continue. I'll ask
I can
later.
continue.
I don't want to delay
Okay,
you.
so I'll just stop presenting and then share my entire screen so that we can be able to see what I'm showing. So like I said, all you just need to do is search for ACM. ACM means AWS Certificate Manager. So search for ACM, and when you search for ACM, you should see Certificate Manager. Click on Certificate Manager. You should see something like Request Certificate. Click on Request Certificate, and then it brings you here. So once it brings you here, you see Request a Public Certificate. Now I'm just trying to explain to us what do we mean by certificates. Now when you come down here, you see connection is secured. When you click on the URL, on this particular URL, now when you go down here, you see HTTPS that shows that the connection is secured. Like I said, I explained to us when we started from the introduction to DevOps, the meaning of HTTPS, hypertext transfer protocol secured. So how data is being transferred from server to user. So we want to ensure they are secure. So hypertext transfer protocol secured. So what is responsible for that secured is what we now call the HTTPS, the SSL certificate or the secure sockets layer. That's the meaning of SSL, secure socket layer certificate, is what is responsible for that particular certificate that shows that, oh, this site actually has a certificate that shows that, oh, they can actually, for example, if I want to see the details of this certificate, all I just need to do is come down here and go to the secured connection, and then I click on this certificate and I can see all details of that certificate, blah blah blah, who issued it, Amazon stuff, is the person that issued it by Amazon. It was issued on Wednesday 2025, expired, blah 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 blah. So these are everything details about that certificate, and this is what is responsible for the HTTPS you always see on the website. We call them SSL certificates, which is secure circuit layer. So for now, we're going to be creating a public certificate. So request the public SSL or TLX certificate from Amazon by default. So this is free. You're not paying for it. So you're not paying for this particular certification. So we're just going to look at just using the free version. So I'm going to close this. Sorry, it's going to be disrupting me. Let me just stop presenting. I just wanted to show us that, and then I'm going to share back my tab. I'm going to share back my tab. Give me a minute. So request a certificate. This was where we are. So I want to click next, and so click next. So now what is your domain name? So you want to put the domain name here. I've actually not gotten it. My domain name is actually occupied. I'll need to get one, so I might not be connecting my domain name today, but let me see. I can get that on. So you want to put in your domain name there. So for me, my domain name is, I think the domain name I want to use is lipschool.xyz. So now DNS validation, you want to put it as recommended. So you don't need to do anything. You can add a tag if you want to just remember the resources. Tags are just for you to be able to recall a particular resources. I always like adding tags so I can know which particular resources I'm adding. So I always say lip school dash SSL certificates. So it's just something unique that you could. Did I spell this correct? Certificate. So is everybody here? Before I continue, is everybody here? Put in your domain, and then you don't need to do anything. Leave it the way it is, and then just select the certificate. So is everybody here?
Not everybody, please.
Yes. Okay.
Not everybody.
I
Okay,
couldn't
for
sign in, so I have to wait for the recording. Then now we have to go back. Thank you.
yeah. So it's better you just understand this part first.
I'm watching now.
Yeah. So just click on requests. So it's pending validation. So what you now want to do now is you want to pick up this. You want to pick up what is going to load here. So yes, exactly. This is what I'm waiting for. So you want to pick up this C name and put it on your domain. Currently, I've not even bought my domain, but I'll just quickly do that. So just in the next 1 minute, I think I should buy the domain now because I have an account already and with a card connected. I just need to just click purchase. I need to purchase. Just give me a minute. Let me purchase my domain so I can show you guys how to connect it. Continue. This is period. Okay. Minutes. Let's put in my card. Oh, my card has expired. Okay. I think I'm good to go. I'm good to go to buy this. Someone raising up his hands. Where is the person raising up his hands?
Yeah, please, I wanted to ask this certificate manager, is it only for domain and SSL and TLS certificates? Does it have
Yes,
any other uses it does?
it's just for domain.
Okay.
So I'm just going to let's purchase this now. Hmm. This was responsibilities. Okay, I think I've purchased some getting emails. So let me share this tab. So this is where I currently I'm using Namecheap. So once you've bought your domain, all I just need to do, this was the domain I placed. I just need to come down here and click on manage. And then I want to come down to advanced DNS. So under advanced DNS, I want to add a record, and then I want to add a CNAME record due to the fact that this is what I need, CNAME type. So I want to copy this under the CNAME record for the name, and then I want to come down to my Namecheap, share this tab again. I want to put this under the name. So my system was hung. Oh, I hate this window first. I think it's my Chrome browser. So you want to copy the name onto the host name, copy the value onto the value, and then you add, and then we come back to revalidate this. That's what we're trying to do.
Sorry, you mean the host is the CNAME, right?
Yes, is the name. Is this name?
Okay.
The host is this name. Then
Then
the name value, yeah, is the value.
the target is the CNAME value.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think I'm back. Now, this latest in the record. It's me whenever I try to paste, just freezes up. What's wrong with this?
Yeah, I'm also getting the same issue.
Okay, just hold on. So I think you don't have to copy the domain name. The way Namecheap works now, they automatically put in the domain name. So you just have to just copy the one at the front. So I'll just exit this and come back again to it. And stop presenting. Oh, shoot. Give me a minute, let me present back. Okay, and come back now. So I'm gonna share this tab back. And the new record. New. So I'm gonna come back here. I'm going to copy this. So what I'm pasting right now is just, you don't need to copy the dot lib school. Just stop here, and then you just copy the entire value. Then you paste it, and you want to click. Oh, I'm not showing this tab. So like I said, you don't need to copy the dot lib school. Just copy it down to where your number ends, and also copy the entire value of your certificate, and then you just click save changes. So once I have my scene name now added. So once you have that added, you want to come down here. So this might take up to 48 hours though. So you want to come down here. It's still showing pending validation. So you just have to just be reloading. So it might take 48 to 24 hours. And the person can speak up. Person can speak up.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Please, I was carrying out something like this some days back, and I after it validated, the problem I still noticed was that the when I visit my domain, it still doesn't show SSL, because I know it's going to take time to validate, and we may not be able to have it validated in this class now. But mine, after I validated, it was still showing, and the site was still showing and not
Well,
secured. I don't know.
we are not doing sites right now. What we are doing is practically what we want to use the domain for. When we get there, we'll look at it. But if you are doing your sites, if yours is already validated and it's still showing, are you using AWS
Yeah, AWS.
and the site is still showing, then you might enforce it from your EC2. But I will go through those parts. I don't want us to be so fast then everybody
Okay.
needs to get confused.
Okay.
If you have a problem, you could just private chat me. I will just help you for your own situation.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So we just have to wait, but it's gonna take a while, 24 to 48 hours. So before our Saturday class, everybody's domain should already be validated. So we've been able to at least fully set up. I think the last thing we want to do is a minute. 2016, my cost is still trying to still come up. I want to go to my IMA user. So once you go to your IMA user, you'll be seeing a link like this. So the last thing I want to do is I want to create an alias for my user. So I'm going to call this Lip School. So you can create an alias. It gives you a unique URL.
Sorry to take you back. I think I am lost.
Where were you lost?
Yeah, so adding the certificate to the host. So you said we're adding CNAME. I don't know the certificate status. Is it the identifier we're adding or the ARN?
You might just have to go to the recording because that's like
we're adding it on target or host.
It's just okay. Let me just quickly. What you just need to do: add a CNAME record. You put where you have
so
the
I'm seeing host, target, and TTL.
Yes, one is the first one. You are adding the first name without the dot and the dot lip school blah 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 dot xyz without your domain. Just the first thing you add here, and then you copy the entire CNAME value and add here. And your TLT can be automatic. Some if you are not using Namecheap, you have something like 4,600 to 3,600. You can leave it that way and just add. That's just it.
Okay, got it. I think I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, so let's create an alias. So I'm going to create my own alias as Lip School, and then I'll just click on create. So for you to get here, like I said, I just go to my IMA. So you could just also search it on your search bar, IAM. So is where is your identity, AWS management. So anything identity and access management. So it's on your IMA identity. So we have a Lip School. So right now, if I want to sign in with the IAM user I added, I forget to actually download the password. I've not created a security credential. So I think I didn't create a security credential for this particular user. So you can see that the sign-in link has changed. So this is not the sign-in link the person is going to be using. So I've not yet, I need to assign an MFA for me to create a security credential. So I'll just use just the same process to device name. You can do that. In fact, that will be my own work. You guys should go and sort that yourself so that I will be sure that you guys understand. That will be your own work. So this coming week, that's on Saturday, I really didn't. I was waiting for everybody to. I didn't know that we're going to because initially the numbers that joined was quite small. So I would have just wanted us to start with this before we come down to AWS. But this coming week, if you check the curriculum, we're going to be looking at virtualization. So the lecture notes is already ready. So we're going to be looking deeply into virtualization and looking at some terminologies, what we mean by virtualization. I'll just do an intro. I think we have the next 15 minutes, so I'll just do some intro of what we're going to be expecting on Saturday. Then on Saturday, we're going to dive deep down because on Saturday, we're going to be setting up our virtual. I believe everybody installed their virtual box, so we're going to be setting up our virtual environment on our system. So virtualization is just as simple as creating another operating system into a physical system. So just like initially in far back, how servers were being operated is that we had to have like a separate server for everything and separate server for if you are trying to maybe manage a database, you have a server for database, you have a server for database, you have a server for your backend, you have a server for your front end. And most times, if for example you are having like up to like 10 different services, you're running, let's say you're building like a microservice application and you're running up to like 10 different services, it's going to now require for you to run manage it substantially a minimum of like kind of about 20 servers just for you to split these services across the servers, which was very, very highly cost effective. I already told you. So if you just server from my mind, I believe everybody should already know what I'm referring to, because that was the first thing I talked about when I did the introduction to DevOps. Servers is majorly just your computer, your laptop. It's just that when it comes to servers, we're talking about the supercomputers. That's your CPU. It's practically a server. So you see CPU stacking them up together, with core processors, great SSD storage and stuff like that. SSD storage are in gigabytes, terabytes, and the rest. So gigabytes and the rest of that. So just to accommodate, because it's a large is a server. So even your computer, you can actually make a computer a server. In fact, what we are trying to do here is that laptop. What we're going to be looking at in virtualization is going to be more of using our operating system. Okay. So virtualization. That brings me down to this part. So like I said, it's just like an intro. We're going to dive deeper on Friday and Saturday, because we're going to look at Linux. So if you can't do, in fact, you can't do Linux and the rest if you've not actually done this. It's a major part. So this is what I just explained to you. One computer does job for many computer. So that's just the whole truth. Imagine whereby you have like several servers on one particular computer. One computer is like the host. We call it, your computer becomes the host OS, and then we have like several guest OS on that particular system. For example, right now we are running an operating system of Windows right here on this system. Now I can actually, with virtualization, I can actually create several sub servers like guest OS. That maybe one might be running a Sense OS, another one might be running an Ubuntu. So they just run different types of OS. So that's possible with virtualization. Okay. So virtualization makes that possible. Now, life before virtualization, which I just explained to us, to run app services, we need servers, physical computers, that is servers in data center, one service, one server. So we needed like to use one service, one server. So explain it in the layman thing. Those times, that for us to understand, those times, for example, now you are doing an e-commerce store, saving those data, like maybe the user information, might be is a service on its own, might be using one server. Then the products, having it in a particular database, another sector again, might be using another server. Now for user to even see the mobile app, that's, let's say, is a mobile app, for you to actually push the mobile app to a user, might be another server. So separate services, maybe calendar for them to even schedule. Let's say there's a meeting scheduler, for them to schedule a meeting is another service, another server. So it was very cost effective. That's why they say one service, one server isolation. Servers are always over provisioned. For example, one service you might have to provide like 2 to 3 servers just to accommodate the scalability and the rest. So server resources mostly unutilized, which cap X and operation expenses. So there was a huge capital expenses and a huge operation expenses with that. But now that brings us to virtualization. So that brings us to what we now call the VMware, virtual machine ware. So virtual machine, so that's the meaning of VM. So of the word virtualization. So the VMware, which is what we did last time we meet together, where we were able to install, I think for the Windows guys, they install VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox, the Windows guys install that, and the Mac guys, I told them to install the VMware. I think I gave a PDF, which is also your portal. I uploaded up that PDF myself on your portal that shows all the installations that you need to do, either in your Mac or maybe you're on the Windows. So now allows one computer to run multiple OS. So, like I said, that's the virtualization. So, it allows one computer to run multiple OS, partition physical resources in virtual resources. Virtual machine runs in isolated environments. So, they run is the same computer, but several OS. Like I said, you can have your CentOS and the rest running on the same server. And each virtual machine needs its own OS. So, each virtual machine that you create runs its own OS. When I mean virtual machine, like you're creating another operating system, runs its own OS, that is own operating system. So a virtual machine is more like a container holding that particular operating system. So now the server virtualization is most common in virtualization. So server, of course, when you hear server, you should know that it's computer I'm talking about. You remember, so there's no, you don't need to even get confused. Of course, I've already explained some of the terminology that you're seeing here. So if virtual machine needs its own OS, like I told you, every virtual machine is running its own OS. We're going to be going deep into the practical. This is just like the theory introduction. And then terminologies you just need to know. The host OS, like I said, the host OS is your main laptop that is hosting the virtual machine. The guest OS is the guest the guest the guest OS is the OS that is on those virtual machines that is on the main OS. So we call them the guest OS. Like for example, right now we're running in Windows. This is our main machine. This is the host OS, and then we now install some VirtualBox, and then inside those VirtualBox we installed some CentOS operating system or an Ubuntu. So depending on what we installed here, so those OS are what we call the guest OS. VM virtual machine. Snapshots. Snapshot is just a backup. When you because I know you guys must have been hearing it in DevOps language. Oh, have you taken a snapshot of that server? It's just practically a backup of a particular virtual machine. So the backup of that particular virtual machine, of course, if I mention virtual machine, you should know virtual machine. I'm talking about the guest OS that you install. For example, I'm running a sense, just like you're running another computer inside another computer. So the backup of those virtual computers or those virtual machine is what we call the snapshot. So the hypervisor is what we use to actually install the virtual machine. We're going to look at those hypervisor. So there's several types of hypervisor. The first type is type 1 and the second one is type 2. But in our own case, we're going to be making use mostly of the type 2. But in a production ready environment, like when you get to organization, we're going to be using the type 1, which means that for now we're going to start with the type 2, which is the Oracle VirtualBox or the VMware server. But as we go on, I think based on the curriculum from week 12, either week 12 or week 13, we are going to reverse back to type 1 so that for us to understand also the production ready types of servers, the VMware extension, and then the Zen hypervisor. So we're going to look at all those parts. That one. So for now, what we're going to be using for us to learn and test is going to be the Oracle VirtualBox and the VMware server. So these are just some few terminologies you just need to know for us to just get ourselves ready for Saturday class. Is going to be, in fact, this is just the introduction. Oh. This is where the main lecture lies. So I've already calmed down and prepare everything that, because I like illustration that will explain everything as we are doing the practical, we are looking at it, we are looking at the diagram, I'm also explaining. So everything is already ready. Oh, I'm not sharing this. Interesting. So, like I said, so everything is already ready for you guys. So for your Saturday lecture, you can see everything here. So as we are doing the practical, we are looking at the lecture. So those are just introduction for us to understand the basics. So we're now going to look at virtualization with also some, we're going to get our hand rusty, learn some terminal commands, and also learn some Linux command and stuff like that. So let's just get ourselves ready for Saturday. I would advise that everyone, whatever engagement you have, please don't miss Saturday and Sunday class. It's a very solid foundation for what we're going to be doing going forward. Like I said, what we're doing is a building block. So, and please join on time. I will not go back for any situation. If you join late and you're like, I'm lost, you will be lost. You just have to just go through the recordings. You will not take us back because we need to also cover our curriculum. It's very necessary. So you just have to go back to the recordings if you are lost. But I always advise that you join on time so that you can have the ability to ask questions where you feel confused, or maybe when you feel like, okay, there should be a better explanation to it. and I will be able to answer you. Okay. So I don't know any questions so far. I just give an introduction to what we're going to be doing on Saturday. So
Yes. Is there a need to install the Ubuntu OS before the class?
but, we're going to do it together. There's no need because you can't unless you've done DevOps, then you can't. But if you are new to DevOps, you can't do it rightly. We'll have to do it together. So that's what we're going to be doing together. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
On the class. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any other question?
Did our certificate validate? Or is it certificate? Yeah, I think certificate.
It takes 24 to 48 hours. So you just have
Oh,
to we just have to just chill. Maybe by Friday, by Saturday you should be ready.
okay.
Okay. Thanks guys. See you guys on Saturday, 4 p.m. So please I just want to pass this information. Saturday is 4 p.m. Every other day is 6 p.m. So it's only Saturday that is 4 p.m. Okay, bye guys.